I'll go get some more drinks for the boys.
That's my wife.
Cut my dick off.
I can't believe Snoop is talking about
Do you like the Blue Man Group? Welcome to the Thread Count Podcast.
I think he's saying Seagram's gin. Cheryl Crow.
Your ass crack is whack. I want to put it on tap. Thank you, wife.
Oh, it's Mortarigis. You want to put it on tap? Dude, it's growing, dude.
You don't like mishaps? You don't like Bill Cosby?
Light wasn't on?
Dude.
We don't have a red light. That's why there's the mirror there.
Oh, okay.
So Joey can see.
Watch it.
Yeah. No light in the front. Taking down the photo.
I love that dance.
That's what happens when you get so high.
I still get kind of scared sometimes when I get high. Because I didn't smoke for and I guess we could talk about this too when we're rolling. That I loved smoking weed. I was so much more a pothead more than anything. And then one day I woke up when I was 21 and it was really bad.
You had a paranoid episode or what?
Yeah, it was really bad. Whole nervous system just knives.
You were I need to go to the hospital.
Basically. And I'm maybe it was just that one time. Let's try again.
I've never had that happen, yeah.
It just kept happening.
Yeah.
And it would whoop my ass. I would kind of have to recover from that.
I guess I think that if I did have a bad time, I don't know how I would recover from that, but I have been for so long where I haven't had bad times like that or anything bad times related to that. Yeah. Have I been high and had bad times? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just happened.
But they weren't
high
related. Yeah. It was just happenstance.
Damn, I'm totally feeling this on a different level because I'm high. But
on that note, welcome to the Thread Count Podcast. My name is Shannon Laleem. I'm here with my co-host,
Roshim.
and our guest today, Zaii.
Hi.
This guy, Zaii. So, Zaii,
I only know you by Zaii, dude. I don't know your last name.
Yeah, where does the name originate?
Or is it just Zaii like Sting?
It's going to eventually turn into a symbol.
Yeah.
That's the next stage of...
it's an eyeball with a Z in it.
Yeah.
Zaii.
Zaii came from... so I was born Jesus.
Yeah.
That was always a really shitty kind of name to have, aside from the expectations that you kind of grow up with, especially being Catholic, going to baptisms or whatever things in cathedrals, and then seeing the very graphic Christ.
Yeah,
bloodied and nailed.
Oh, and being that's me. Is that what's gonna happen?
It's
to me?
even scarier because you're 33 now. So.
Oh shit, that's true. The prophecy.
It is the prophecy, dude.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was just a really.
By the way,
weird...
we actually have a crucifix. Bring the crucifix.
Yeah. Dang. Mel Gibson comes in this one.
I've been looking for you.
Yeah.
But then friends started calling me Zeus for short. You know, hey Zeus, right? Bam.
Okay.
Lil Zuki.
Yeah, I like that.
Lil Zuki.
And then after some iterations later, it became Zaii.
Oh wow, crazy!
Dang.
That's so insane. Obviously Joey's full name is Joseph, but my name is pretty much never shortened. Shannon is Shannon. There is no real.
It's wild how nicknames take their turns. I would have never thought that Jesus would be related to Zaii. But I guess it's Zion, Jesus.
You know what
Muhammad.
In Latin culture, how Joe or what is it? Bob is Robert.
Yeah.
Right? And it's wait, how'd you get that from that? Or so his
Dude, you're literally bringing the fucking thunder right now.
Nice.
This
This
crazy.
is getting
No, it's
really.
literally thunder.
Yeah, this
We're gonna
is.
have to record that way too, just to capture it.
Chucho is actually the nickname for Jesus in Latin culture.
Chucho.
Yeah.
You didn't like that
Chucho or
one.
Chuchi. No, I didn't like that one either.
Yeah, they would have
Those
called it
sounds.
Cheech eventually.
You know what's crazy is I did collect a little tea because the reason I know you is actually because you were kind of like the step brother of one of my best friends.
Yep.
Hey, step bro.
Yeah. Which sounds dirty. But your father dated my friend's mother.
Yep. Yep.
And so I knew you back in the days. We would be out on Respectable, just being fucking feral.
Hooligans.
Trying
Yeah.
to get
Real
that
hooliganing.
sister pussy.
Just,
Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Fucking up flaunt shots and shit on a Thursday night, vomiting in the back of a Respectable's patio. You know?
Going to work fucking mauled. You know, panic attacks in the bathroom because you fucking drank so much.
Yeah, because you're
Fucking-
shitting too
Oh,
hard, a little
God.
dizzy after you shit.
Forever for so long, I like called you just like the brother. Do you remember when I would just come up to you and be like the brother?
brother.
Straight up bang bro. Bang bro 6, dude.
That's so crazy. That's like that's so wild that was like so long ago now. Had to be like 2016 ish is when we
Oh
were.
man, how does time feel? Let's say from now on, BC is before COVID.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
not before you were
Oh.
born.
exactly.
Before
Memories
coming is how
before-
I.
Yeah, my memory before that period, before COVID, was like really. It's like a completely different experience of memory and time.
Yeah, it is crazy, and it was like 2 years of like. Just like things were slowed down. Of course, in Florida, we didn't have like the same type of COVID experience as
It
people
was
in other
locked down
states.
for a
but-
little bit.
Yeah. Really just for, I'd say, like a couple months.
Hmm.
Like, I'd say that first summer, like summer 2020 was kind of like weird.
It was
Yeah.
weird going to other places. Like we would visit California, like when it was pretty loose here by then, and then it would be weird there.
We had to wear masks.
And then I'd be like, I don't know. Never mind. I was gonna try and do some accents and stuff, but couldn't really
Good try.
decide.
Good try.
We'll come
Yeah.
back to that.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
go back
yeah,
to some
yeah.
accents.
We'll circle back to
Yeah.
accents. Now you are Cuban or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cuban.
Mhm.
And
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I was born there, and
Oh, you were born
Oh,
yeah, I was
wow.
born there. I wasn't actually supposed to be a thing.
Oh,
One of those.
Yeah.
Because my parents were had already been making plans to escape Cuba,
Oh.
like by
Yeah.
sea, and they were like, we're not, obviously the last thing we want to do is have a child or like whatever.
Yeah.
So my mom had already had like I think 2 abortions done,
Oh,
and
shit.
in Cuba. On your third, if you're already going on your third abortion in a place that doesn't have actual real sanitary conditions, it's like
Dangerous.
very dangerous. So my mom's like, it's just too much of a risk to not have. She just went through with me, and it's like, we're just gonna throw him on the boat, and if we end up drowning, well, we were gonna off him anyway.
Yeah.
So let's
The
just
Immaculate
Let
Conception.
him live.
yeah.
Dang.
If he lives, he lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Really. So yeah, and then
So you were in the womb on the boat? Or?
I was born.
Oh, like a little
I was
baby?
a year
At
old.
sea.
I was a year old at sea. Yeah.
Dude, you would have been fucking shark snack.
on
Yeah.
the pilgrimage to the
On
to
the
the
dry
Florida Keys or
tortugas.
what?
Yeah, so they actually got picked up by I think a sort of industrial sort of ship or cargo ship
Yeah.
in the Bahamas,
Mm.
and then all the men got thrown in jail because that's kind of I think the protocol, the order of business. We're smuggling, or what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they had to sort of explain that there were just like political refugees and so forth, and then family that I had here was making like kind of connections to get us through. Anyway, this is actually pretty crazy. Somebody had access to the White House, and they called the White House, and they're like, there's a boatload, about maybe a dozen or so Cubans.
Why don't you just call Joe Biden up?
Yeah, and they called the president. The president was like, yeah, let him in.
Crazy.
Something like that.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And this was in like the early 90s. Then,
This was
or what?
92.
Who was
Yeah.
the president at the time?
Clinton, right?
No, I believe it was.
Echo.
Was it Bush?
Who
Or
was
it-
the
one.
president in
Bush
1992?
The President of the United States from January 20th, 1989 to January 20th, 1993 was George H.W. Bush.
Oh shit!
He let you in, dude.
Yeah.
The
And
one
that's
good
why
thing
you
he
like
done-
Bush.
Nah, I don't know.
That's why you like Bushes now.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm so
ever
cool with
since
her.
you've been just like plucking bushes with your fucking teeth.
Yeah. So speaking of sexual things, we're here in a bed with two people. Have you ever had a threesome?
I have.
Yeah. I feel like you're a wild guy. Multiple or only one?
No, yeah, I've had multiple threesomes.
Multiples.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't.
Any fun ones?
Any ones where there was like 30 fucking like 40-year-old ladies and they were like, "You're not getting out of here like that
No,
easy."
yeah, nothing like that. That would be kind of cool. No, nothing
You're
like
like,
that.
"Mom, I don't want to do this in front of your friends," and she's like, "Sorry, we made it over on the boat."
12 apostles.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't know. I think there were just mostly. I don't think there was ever actually a free flowing. Like, are they ever really free flowing? Like,
I don't know. We haven't experienced them, so we like to hear the stories.
oh shit,
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah, dude.
I thought you guys did. So I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? And it was like, no,
No, we
not at
don't.
all. And I'm like,
No.
oh.
My
Oh.
peener tips
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
lockbox.
yeah.
That's always like a weird like thing to kind of like when you kind of like come out a little bit about. You're like, you know what I'm saying? You're like,
No.
absolutely not. I have no
No.
idea what that's like. You're like, oh yeah, you know me neither.
Yeah.
I've watched it.
I didn't know you were living like Nikki Sixx, dude. What the fuck?
No, yeah, actually, like sexuality in. Remember, I was talking about like the kind of restlessness or running around, like the sort of haze of like what 20s
Life and stress.
what
And,
20s
yeah, growing
feels
up.
like.
Yeah.
and then like I don't know, something crescendos, and then hopefully like something happens in your like early 30s or something where you're just like, what do I want?
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just
Are
like,
you at that point? Are you like, what do I want?
I think I'm just like at this point where I'm like, I feel really asexual sometimes.
Mm.
Oh, like you don't even want to stick your weenie in the drywall anymore. You're like, I've been sticking my weenie in that drywall for years. It's all softened up.
I think I'm just, I think I'm trying to intellectualize at this point, and I don't even think it's like healthy anyway, or like one should do this. Like I'm intellectualizing why I'm like hard. You know what I mean?
Oh, are you looking for love?
Oh,
Does love
is that
make it
it?
hard? Does love make it hard? Have you ever been like, you like touch your dog or something right when you're about to come and all of a sudden you come real hard and you're like, that was love, dude.
Love in all its forms.
I just had to get a touch. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely sensuality is a whole new thing now for me.
I feel like that's like everybody now, like in their 30s, that went through like this wild like sex phase of life. Because when we grew up, you know, that was when Instagram came out and Snapchat
Right.
came
Movies
out,
like American
and
Pie
Tinder
we were
and
growing up with, you know, where
It was
just
just big giant thirst
horny
trap. I
makers.
felt like it was.
Yeah.
I know. I think that there's actually someone who I stumbled upon, and who their whole like Instagram profile is really based on like them really needing to kind of have a conversation with everyone about how like growing up in a certain era, I guess for us it'd be our 20s,
Yeah.
and like what we had access to and what was just kind of like what they called the Wild West of like uncensored, sort of unchecked internet access in your like formative years.
Oh yeah. We had so much of it too because we were like the start of the internet. We were
Yeah.
like the start of porn, like
Basically.
LimeWire porn. And
Dude,
shit.
I used
Yeah.
to print out full naked pictures of girls. Like I'd print them out on my colored printer, like my parents' printer. So I'd print out all these pages and just have fucking like so many. Like I'd spend so much time like setting it all up and stuff, and then I'd fold them in 4 so that they would fit perfect in an Xbox case. And then my buddy fucking told you
His
know,
mom.
fucking he told his
told,
mom, and
yeah.
then my mom was like, "Show me the Xbox cases," and then I literally had to show her and fucking like fainted, dude. I remember like
It's
coming
just all
in and
these
she
pictures.
had the Xbox things, and I was just like, oh, I like fell to the ground. I was like, I can't.
He
take
literally
it.
fell. Yeah.
Yeah, then I
It-
came my pants.
It's just
God.
it's just funny to think of your mom like pulling out the pictures and being like, he likes tits. I have tits.
I don't even know what they were. It was like whatever you could get. You know what I mean? It was probably fucking.
You don't remember any of the like that you had like a favorite that you would look at?
I do remember some favorites. I do remember there was like a magazine that was like passed down
housekeeping.
between like, you know, between friends. Like, well, I want to keep the magazine. You know,
Yeah.
kind of. It was like, you know, like the era of like borrowing CDs and
Yeah.
borrowing like also porn magazines and yeah, I don't know. I've been lately. My relationship with porn has been rather strange because again, the intellectualizing starts to creep in, and
Yeah.
like I'm watching myself watch a screen recorded on another screen in another room and share. It just
And
gets
you're
really
like feel
weird.
like it's
Black Mirror
damaging.
porn.
You're like, this is like probably not healthy.
Yeah.
This
They
ain't-
say
We're
that.
supposed to be out in the putting holes in trees, putting holes in salt burning the fucking dirt. We're supposed to be doing that stuff.
Yeah. And then I try to get like, no, there's beauty in this. How can I like romanticize me watching like pornography? And then I like keep just,
You watch women's for women category.
Dude,
Yeah,
those
right, like,
those
it's
are
just
usually the better
sapphic.
ones.
sapphic, right? Have you heard of that word?
No.
No.
Sapphic is like the relationship between, I guess, a woman. It's like romance between woman and woman. It's like, yeah, it's like lesbianism or whatever. But sapphic, I think, is kind of like a more archaic word. Sounds cooler, more poetic.
It would be
Lesbian porn.
funny if in those porns that at some point in the porn, like the girls are like really like doing their thing. All of a sudden, there's a dude that comes in that's like, "Let me in," just tries to get in all naked. And they're like, "Get the fuck out of here, bitch!" And then he leaves, and that's like all that his appearances. It's just like about like, "Oh, this is
And
so
that's
good."
when
The dick
everybody
tries to come,
comes.
and they're like, "We don't even need the dick. Get out of here."
Welcome to reality, Joey. No, remember when you found that flash drive at your old job?
Oh my god, I found a flash drive at an old job. And I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? So I just popped it on my computer at work. And all of a sudden I see these weird titles. And I didn't realize I like clicked on one, it was opening, and then I like look at all the titles and they're like lesbian this, lesbian
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I got so scared. You know, like the panic moment where you're like, oh, what's happening? You
Yeah.
know? Fucking ripped the flash drive out. Brought it home, and then I was like, Shannon, check what I got. I never confirmed exactly who it was, but I'm pretty sure I knew who it was.
Joey didn't report
But
him.
I didn't report it because it just like I was like, I don't even want to have this conversation.
Dude,
you know?
found a really cool Easter egg. You know what I mean? That.
Yeah, dude. There was like it was like set up with a TV
Bukkake.
in one of like
Oh, no, that was the other job.
in one of like the maintenance rooms with like a milk crate in front of it. So someone was just fucking sitting on a milk crate, like watching
Milking
this shit.
themselves.
Yeah, milking
Yeah.
themselves into the milk crate.
Milk crate milking.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That
That
also
took a lot out of me to tell that story.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of nervous about it. I'm like, it's
No,
all in
here
my
I'll
past
match it.
now.
We'll match. I'm gonna match.
Yeah,
your-
yeah.
Oh,
your thing or
yeah.
whatever. This one's actually like really embarrassing, kind of, but it's hilarious.
I got another bad one after this.
Oh,
one.
this is great. So I had porn on my browser once, right? And I work in kitchens, I cook for a living, and in this one particular kitchen, during a service, I go to the bathroom, right? And you're kind of like getting a feeling of where this is going. But I go to the bathroom to like do my business, and then I obviously when you're doing anything in the bathroom, you're like on your
Scrolling
phone,
on your phone,
scrolling.
yeah.
Even if I'm like taking like a 15-second piss, I have to.
Oh shit, dude.
It's bad. I'm like, God damn it! Can I just piss in peace?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like just doing my scrolling, and then as I open my browser, obviously it automatically it's just I didn't close the gate. And
Oh,
seal
yeah.
the circle.
Did
Which,
the-
by the way, I think if you're
Did
gonna
it
engage,
autoplay, dude?
you're telling me you didn't finish watching the video before you finished.
so my phone was a pretty banged up one, and the screen was cracked, and so you had to like finesse it a certain way to like. There's certain things like words I couldn't even type
Yeah,
with this
yeah, yeah.
particular phone because the screen was that fucked. But I was trying to like, obviously got stuck on the video. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was having trouble getting it off. Sure, whatever. And then I go back in the kitchen, and everyone's looking at me. They're like, this. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then
Oh no.
my chef goes, dude, what were you watching? And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, what? I was connected to the Bluetooth.
Oh my god,
Bluetooth.
dude. So many people have this like, fucking same thing happen to them.
So-
It's like such a classic. Yeah.
So there's middle of service, someone's like garnishing this beautiful plate of scallop crudo
And they hear-
And
with
you're garnishing-
gold dusted cilantro, micro cilantro, and they hear like porn moans.
They hear like
You're garnishing some toilet paper in the bathroom.
yeah. And oh my god, I totally set myself up, and it was just like utter embarrassment. And I had to be like, no, my phone screens, bro. They're like, yeah, right. Oh, I was already
they thought
like,
you were like fucking just slapping onto like jizzing onto your shit.
yeah, but like my chef was like, sorry, man, I rub one out before work sometimes,
Yeah,
like during
yeah.
work, during work
Oh,
sometimes.
during
too.
work?
And I was
So
just like,
chef,
yeah,
that's why the food's so good.
naturally.
He's tenderizing the meat.
That's
My God. Joey also one time at work found an iPad with Russian bukkake.
Russian bukkake. That's what was pulled up. That's what they were watching was Russian bukkake.
Whoa.
It's why
Alright.
even like
Whoa.
look up that type of thing unless
At
it's
work?
just like he was looking up the video, just pick that one and the title happened to be that. But it was at work and I just covered it up again and was like, I just hope I don't see this again. You know?
You find stuff. How do you? I never find stuff like that.
But dude, I worked with some fucked up people, man.
Oh, dude. Speaking of like unrestricted fucking internet access in the early days, I think like, rotten.com and like really just like fucked up shit that was just like you're like 13.
I saw a
and just-
crucifix through a lady's face once, and like I don't know if it was all fake. Like maybe it was from a horror movie, maybe it was from The Exorcist. I don't know, but there was a crucifix through a person's face. Like their face was just wide open with like a fucking thing, and I was like, "Is this real?" And Ben Cox was like, "Fucking look at it."
Yeah. And yeah, so that morbidity and gore with like hypersexualized thirst trap of all that, it like, man, what did that fucking do to a generation, you know?
Made
Like,
a lot of people want to work at Hot Topic, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hot
That's what
throb dick,
happens.
dude. Old hot throb dick.
Hot drop it.
Yeah. Drop it like it's a hobbit, dude.
And then pair that with growing up in, early 2000s Florida with a bunch of like synthetic
Yeah.
designer drugs and
Yeah.
what a dystopian like
Flocka.
scenery is. Yeah.
Yeah, the little
Or even
bro
like
crane,
fake weed.
dude. Bro crane.
Fake weed?
Oh no, I was saying like bro crane.
What's bro cream?
Bro crane.
Means
Oh.
nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
I was at procaine. I'm like, what is it?
Jesus
I didn't get that one.
Christ.
Sorry, that's
Joey likes to divert the conversation with like these ideas of him just making a caw sound. He was like, it would be really funny if I like said caw. And so he's like sitting there and he's like, where can I see
Where
it?
can I insert the call?
And he goes, brocane, caw.
Okay, speaking of interesting noises, what is the most interesting noise that you've ever had someone make during sex? That person could also be you.
The weirdest noise.
Yeah, like just something that, like, I don't know, like for a split second made your partner, like, they did.
Help!
Oh my god. Yeah, probably like I don't know. Like probably like
Yeah, something
Is
like
that what I sound like? Or are you
monstrous.
talking about other fat bitches that you fucked before me?
I'm waiting for crickets. Where are they?
yeah.
Cue the crickets.
we'll put it in post.
I think we need an awk hawk to
yeah.
fly right about
Yeah.
No, but Joey's more used to the girls that go moo.
What the fuck?
Roasting.
Bestiality?
He gets so upset when I say that he fucked a fat chick before me. She's not that fat. Just
Jesus fuck, dude.
I hope she watches this fat bitch. You know?
Oh shit. Oh my god, dude. You're witnessing a fucking woo.
Mom and dad are fighting.
So, what is the worst thing you've ever heard?
Yeah, wait, what was anything happening before all this?
The question was, what's the weirdest noise you've heard
Oh,
when somebody's?
I had something, but now it's all gone after all that.
Have you had anything?
There was one time that I heard they hissed during when they were like reaching climax, they hissed. I didn't know if that was like
Are they a cat now?
positive or something. It was more serpentine.
It was more like Harry Potter.
Yeah, it was just more like,
Do you think you
Was that
imagined the hiss, or did they
enjoyment?
really do it?
oh, that's another.
Did you like
thing.
hear it? You know, just out of like everything happening, you were like,
strange sounds.
you're like, my weenie's a snake.
It did. This only happened one time.
Yeah,
You only
yeah.
had slept with this partner one time, or this only happened one time?
This only happened one time.
This only happened one time.
Yeah.
You slept with this person multiple times and they never hissed again.
Yeah,
Were you always hoping for the hiss and it never came?
I don't know. I think it's that space of just the primal urges. It's not, snarling.
Tell me, like,
Would you
impersonate
like a
the
snort?
hiss.
Is a snort good?
Huh?
Wait.
No, that means you should probably immediately cease all operations.
Yeah.
Unless they're making that noise while going down on you, like.
Well, I said snort, but imagine if it was snoring. Imagine if you heard snoring.
Oh man.
Just
Somebody fell asleep while you're in them. It happens actually.
Yeah,
It does
I
happen,
think it
yeah.
happens quite.
quite more frequently
in college,
than you think.
my
yeah.
buddy came into our room one time, like full like weenie and like hard
Hard
weenie
still.
in pants, just like, and you can see it's just like pointing down kind of, and he's like arching over, and he came in, she's like, she fell asleep, dude, so I'm in here now, and I was just like,
Xanax.
all right. And then we smoked.
Oh my
weed.
god. Speaking of early 2000s, growing up in Florida, the access to Xanax was
Xansex. XXX.
Xanax.
Yeah.
I didn't really ever really I didn't really ever really I didn't do it ever really.
Yeah.
Good.
We
I
never-
think it's
I maybe
evil.
We didn't
tried
do
once or
too
twice,
many.
like, because the doctor was like, try this, and then I did it once, and then my face felt fucking numb, and like as soon as I couldn't feel my body anymore, I started to freak out, and it gave me more anxiety, and I was just like, I'd rather just not take any of this.
Xanax
Don't want it.
Xanax turns me into like Ozzy Osbourne, like older Ozzy Osbourne. You know that thing where
Like
he's
zombed.
someone's been in my room drinking my beers. Like I think people steal from me
Oh,
when I'm on
confused.
Xanax.
Oh, really?
Like but
Like
I'm the one. I'm
paranoid.
the one.
It works
I'm
for me.
I'm the guy who's been stealing my things.
It works for me when I take it.
Yeah, probably because you actually take
I
it.
need it.
You probably take it the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, I feel like I only take it when I'm stressed and I'm like, oh, I have one sitting around, or doctors. I'm scared of doctors, so I'm a like my doctor will prescribe Xanax for me to see my doctor.
Oh shit! So
Yeah.
you need a medication to see the guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mainly for like the gynecologist. I get a lot of anxiety going to the gynecologist.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I get nervous too when it's just like the whole thing of like unveiling your, very
Your genitalias.
genitalias.
Yeah, I used to have a lot more faith in doctors when I was younger. Than now that I'm older, I'm like, I just feel like,
People don't care.
yeah, no one cares. They're just like, it's just a job.
Yeah.
How much like I think about my job just being if I didn't show up tomorrow, they'd just get a
Yeah,
new person. So
right.
it's just like doctors are the same, dude. They don't care. Like if something happens, they'll just be like, I'm a doctor, dude.
I know. It's just like the idea. The idea of like having like the family doctor. That's
Yeah.
like cared after your family for like
That's
all
like
no
small
nuisance
village
you-
good people shit,
Yeah,
dude.
man. Like no wonder everyone sucks.
We gotta go
There's
to
no
like
more
a
family.
I feel like as we've evolved technologically in society, we've like regressed in a social way.
Yeah.
like compassion,
and
unless
compassion,
I'm wrong, but
empathy.
lately, it seems like compassion's down, and big weenies are up and scary, and they're coming after women. They're swinging for women. Women gotta hide. I don't know.
You have a bash a bit.
Yeah, you ever bash a bitch or anything like that? You do something like that ever?
Like what? What's that? What is that?
Yeah, you ever bash one up the side of the head?
No, I don't think I've ever done that.
Thank God, dude. Thank God. I thought you were gonna be like. I thought you were like I don't know what I'm trying to do.
Joey asks everybody if they've ever bashed a bitch, so it's a segment.
I see.
Actually.
Everyone reacts differently, honestly.
Was it a test? Yeah.
A testament.
I felt like if I was like, well, you guys just like start like beating the shit out of me, right? That'd be.
We'd
That'd be
feed
on
into
brand.
it. We'd
Bashing
Be
you
on
with
brand.
like a bag of
Yeah.
fucking sardines.
And then you'd be like, how's it feel? How's it feel?
Yeah,
and then
you
I'd
like
learn my
these
lesson, and
sardines
then
on
you
your
guys
head.
straighten me out. Like, cool.
Yeah.
This is an intervention.
Crazy.
So now that that's done, what are the other questions that we ask? I guess?
Oh, well, I was going to get into. So we talked about how I met you through comedy,
Mm-hmm.
but we now are also integrated through the music scene. So you have two bands, correct?
Yes.
You have Violet Silhouette. That's your what synthy.
Yep. Synthy, that sort of synthy, dark, hazy, Nightclub.
30s.
That's
Nightclub
spooky.
stuff.
That's spooky jukebox late night stuff.
Yeah.
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 And then your other project is the Rainbows that Joey's done the drums in before.
Yep. Rainbow is, as far as sounds and genres goes, more like shoegazy, a little bit more heavy, a lot more less synths, and a little bit more kind of your rock and roll sort of song structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what made you decide to do like these two separate projects?
Well, they're both, I guess, like different spaces for me to kind of channel certain things. Violet Silhouette is like has a lot to do with like sensuality and romance and like just being like I need to feel close to someone, whatever, And then Rainbow is this more kind of elusive, transhumanistic kind of idea where I'm exploring like the solving of identity and the merging of two identities and things like that.
Very cool.
Wow.
What type of music did you grow up listening to? Because you came here like as an infant.
Yeah.
So you're
And-
pretty much you've been raised primarily American, like
Well,
culture wise, or
within a very I feel kind of amphibious in a strange way because I grew up in a very tight knit immigrant community. Because you have to be really close to kind of survive.
Yeah.
Can you tell me I got a big old dick in Spanish real quick and make it sound cool?
Tu pingo es muy grande.
But like
That's
make
good.
it sound good, dude. I feel like you could make it sound real good. I got a big old dick and it stinks like shit.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, here this is gonna be a very Cuban way of saying it.
Yeah, let's do it. Dude.
You can be like, voy a hacer, tiene una pinga, un pingote, te tiene un pingote, y tiene un olor, and you just stop it there,
I was gonna try and repeat all that, but I
Yeah.
cannot, dude. That's good, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever you did, it's fucking good.
Clip it.
See, Cubans will take a word like their very beloved word, they say with kind of pepper in an accent, everything with pinga. Literally, Cubans
Yeah,
are just
yeah,
very
yeah.
dick-centered. Or not just dick, but like just genitalia centered in their like conversation.
Oh, really? They say pinga all the time.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Like pinga is to like how we like that shit, everything's shit, which is interesting. That we're just
Mi pinga is
I have a joke
pequeño.
where I say like pinga, like in like at the end. It's like my Miami tag, like my Hispanic community tag.
Papi pinga.
that's good. It's
Has any girl like you been getting down with ever like said pinga to you? Been like, tu pinga, papi.
No, I don't think so. Yeah,
Would that make you happy, or would that be like, Mom, get the fuck out of here?
I don't know. It's all about delivery.
Sorry, I
You
said that
you
thing.
obviously speak Spanish fluently. Do you speak any other languages or
No,
no?
I don't.
Have you ever had sex in Spanish?
Yes, I actually did. Yeah. No, that's actually very steamy. It's very steamy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
because it kind of activates more of it needs more of your tongue.
Did you
work.
lower your voice when you did it?
Yeah, and you get put a little air. in it too.
this when
That sounds like what you're doing to a pussy while you're eating it. You're like, you use your tongue a little bit. You put a little air in it.
Well, I heard that it's good to imagine a peach. A peach, like how the mouth movements that you make when you're eating
Yeah,
a peach.
except
and
you
have to,
can't really eat it.
that's
You can't
suck-
really bite it. You can't really do that.
That's what it. Well, that,
Just kidding.
that part of your the part of the experience where you have to catch the juices. That little
Catch
thing you
the
do with your
juices?
mouth. that right there. Right
Bro,
there.
the
That's what I'm
juices
talking
are
about.
already on the butthole by
That was
then.
the
dude.
mouth noises for all the people that hate mouth noises.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love this one.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Sponsored by Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that is
DSM-50.
These are knockoffs, baby.
that is interesting. Like the idea of like the sexual experience being completely different when you're like using maybe a more romantic type of relationship.
Yeah.
Or language.
I think that's what kind of is seductive about what makes something seductive is how it like kind of I guess how it delivers
Yeah.
the sexual language.
Prog rock-matic.
That was nice.
Sorry, dude. I've been thinking about that one for a little bit.
So you said since you grew up in like the close knit like community, did you listen to a lot of like traditional Cuban music or?
I did. Yes, a lot of traditional Cuban music, but my dad and my mom or whatever, they it was actually illegal to listen to like Western music in Cuba.
Oh.
Like you'd get paid a visit by
And what is Western music for someone
like
me?
the Stones, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, disco, like all that stuff was like the devil, essentially Western evils to that kind of that
Oh my
environment. So they
God.
had to literally like go like real underground shit. They had to go like to like underground like warehouses or like places like out there or whatever, and like listen to this music at a reasonable volume to where like what's that they're listening to disco? No way! Like
Wow.
so when they
So
came here, they
crazy.
really like just loaded up on a lot of disco, some new wave, and that's where
yeah.
I picked up.
That's where
my
that's
love
where
of
you,
new wave.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah, yeah.
that's crazy, dude. I used to like I was a huge fan of Blink growing up, Blink-182 and like punk music and stuff, but all of the albums I had were bought clean. Like my mom would like get me the clean album of all of them. So like, I would take my brother's like Mark, Tom, and Travis show and like listen to it really quietly on my stereo in my room and be like, I can't like get caught listening to this, and they would just be like, fucking pee pee and poo poo. And I'd just be like, this is the best shit. So I was like sneaking away to listen to that. It wasn't a dictatorship or anything like that going on in Cuba, but it was still pretty similar.
Yeah, I
It was a dictatorship in my own home.
Yeah, I was sticking my dick in the jukebox.
I think the reason why I took hold, really grabbed onto new wave the way that I did was because it was kind of like a really refreshing sort of response at like having grown up in a very like culturally strict environment, where men had to be like this and women had to be like that. I mean, it was still very a sensual culture or a romantic culture, but yeah, it was still there was still a lot of obstacles in terms of just like expression. And then when I saw these like new wave musicians kind of like really altering their appearance, I was like, oh, this.
Do you have any albums or like artists or songs in particular you remember like a time listening to when you were like, damn, this is it? This makes the weenie go zoom,
Yeah.
zoom, zoom.
Yep. And it was also when like certain family members sort of like kind of quietly disowned me because they were like, what is this fucking dude up to? Kind of with like how I was like really
it made
free
you
to
wanna
express
go more
myself.
David Bowie. It made you want to go more Charles Manson at him. Make them Sharon Tate when they're sleeping.
There were 4 albums that I picked up on a thrift find that like really set the course for me, and that was Depeche Mode's Violator, The Cure's Disintegration, Duran Duran's Rio, and Skinny Puppy's Mind, the Perpetual Intercourse. And those 4 albums just like that's what did it.
Dang,
That's
so
when my dad
different.
was like, I've lost him.
Dang.
I've lost my
What was
son.
your dad into? He was into like.
Oh, well, my dad was like, it's funny, is my dad was like kind of very liberal, free spirited, kind of leftist, when you're growing up. And then I think got like really traumatized by how that went, awry. And then went like full swing in the opposite side, like the full swing on the other side
He
of the
was like,
spectrum.
I don't like this Obama character.
And now he's just like, very, I guess, right wing.
Cuban
kind of
people typically are. It's like it's a big thing in the Cuban culture that like they are pretty conservative. You know? And they're definitely Trump supporters a lot of times. It's just a crazy thing. For me, as like I'm like, why the fuck would anyone that's like not white like?
Yeah,
Well, of course, there's definitely irony
my
in it.
My family's so supportive and like accepting that I could literally like poop in my own mouth, and they'd probably be like, "He's making a joke." We love him. He's shit in his own mouth. Look at Uncle Joey eat the shit.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, fuck. I think that there were
like
definitely no musicians in
your family.
No artists. So they were all very like blue collar, like industrial people.
Do you have any? Well, your brother's artistic too.
Yeah.
So you just feel like where'd that all come from? You know what I mean?
I honestly do not know, but I do know that when my mom decided to divorce my dad when I was about like 13, 14 or whatever, that I think really not having just this like over domineering patriarch in the house really allowed me to kind of get more, I guess, expressive.
Yeah.
Emotionally, artistically, and then that would develop artistically.
Yeah, you're a performer, man. Like I remember seeing you before we ever talked or anything. and you'd always be like going fucking hard always on stage, you know, regardless of like what's going on. You're just like, you're doing your own thing. It's obvious you don't give a fuck. You're trying to like smear your dick on my wife's forehead. I'm like, get out of here, bro, but I kind of like it.
Everything goes off track with Joey, like perpetually.
I was like, how do I recover from this?
Well,
I don't know where I was
Well,
going.
actually, we were having the conversation like before the pod that you were saying that you had like a really weird sexual experience.
Oh yeah. I had I was having sex with a very beautiful person once, and they put on, as soundtrack to our experience, put on Charles Manson's music. And
I forgot, dude. I forgot you already told us about this, and I'm like, whoa.
Mind blown again.
Yeah, it got me second time.
You brought up Sharon Tate. I was like, oh,
And,
here
like,
we are.
the music
foreshadowing.
The music
foreshadowing.
he made, or were you listening to like Helter Skelter?
No, I was listening to the music he made.
I've never even listened.
Yeah, Charlie's got some.
So how did it
fucking
go?
tunes.
How did it go? Like, were you getting into it? Like, what?
Yeah, I don't think that it was like, oh, we're about to have sex. Let me put on Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
However, still, like, okay, that's not like that's
Was
kind
it
of on.
kind of just
I'm
like
gonna
a
beat
wild thing? Like, let's explore. Let's like do some like kind of devilly shit.
I think it just unintentionally happened like that.
Wow.
But there were moments where I was like, you know, you're like in the moment or whatever, and then you don't know what music's playing. It could be anything. And then there were moments where I was like checking in, you know, kind of having a moment where I'm like, I'm listening to Charlie
And
Manson
what is
right
this
now.
music like? How would you know that? You know.
It's like it was like 60s folk hippie.
So it's kind of like good. then.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Dang. You're like listening to the Birds or the Mamas and Papas. Not messed up people at all. No, the Mamas and Papas are. I think one of the guys was banging little boys in the fucking.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's all right though. God loves
Entertainment
us all.
industry. No, that's like such a crazy like thing to play, like to have in your sex playlist is like it's just like some murder man.
Is that a flex?
Shan
You know,
usually
yeah.
likes
You know, is
50
that a-
Cent. Shan's thing is like 50 Cent, Usher, any guy with like abs that's like
Yeah.
huge, strong.
Black.
Oh yeah.
What is
In
what
bl-
is your
in
Yeah,
black?
what is your like
good
if you
music.
had to choose like some a genre or whatever of music, like what's your kind of go-to for the
sex
sexual
stuff?
for the sex stuff?
Dude,
yeah.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
fucking.
Sex jams. Yeah, sex jams. Like, yeah, you know, Spotify sex jams. It's all
There's
the
an actual thing.
you switch in positions because it's your birthday. You know.
And then when she's done, I turn on jock jams, and that's how I finish. I'm listening to like, jump, jump, jump.
That's funny. You're acting like I finish first. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, I don't think you are joking.
Oh,
I just don't.
the
think you are.
innuendo, the innuendo, the torpedo of the innuendo. Oh my god, innuendo is such a
You've
like
been a
crazy
referee on
thing.
this fucking episode.
I
Dude.
know, dude. I've been like fucking. I was like fucking United Nations over here, dude. I'm just like
Yeah.
resolving
You're
conflict.
The UN, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh my god, dude. Literally, you said that, and I said the UN, not knowing that the UN was the United Nations.
It just completes itself.
Similar,
you know?
He's like, yeah, UN, like united. That's what that means, right?
Yeah. You're like the thing in the world that decides if the nuclear bombs goes off or not.
So have you ever gone down a what if nuclear blast?
Yeah, dude. I'm always thinking about.
Are
it,
you
dude.
okay?
I
All
got
right.
water bottles stocked up.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. As in the face of cataclysms, whatever they may be man-made or not, are you grab all the water, you know, like stockpile kind of thing, or are you kind of more like the lovers in Pompeii? Are you just like, honey, we're not prepared for this, and we're just gonna
I was
embrace
like
and
just
be
bow
found
to it.
and just be found and embrace?
No, I think
just
I think
dissolve.
I think we'd end up killing a lot of motherfuckers to stay alive, dude.
have you ever
I'll
seen
kill for my fucking cats, dude.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Walking Dead?
You know, little
Oh,
episodes.
because like we got really big into The Walking Dead at one point, and I definitely think we would be kind of like
Psychos.
Like you would be Glenn. Glenn unfortunately got his head beat with a bat.
Yeah,
but,
I get my
would
head
be
smashed
Maggie.
in with the bat with nails coming out of it. I literally had a dream last night that I just remembered now after we're doing this that it was something like that. There was a hurricane or something, and we were looking at our supplies, and we had more cat food than we had real food, that's a real thing. We have so much cat food because I was having it auto delivered for a while. I finally stopped it. But I remember in the dream, something happened where I got confused, and I tried some of the cat food. Someone was like, no, it's not bad at all. It's like real. And I tried it and was like, oh, and like then was like really disgusted and only remembered now about this dream. So I just thought I'd have to talk about it real quick. On to the next thing.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I think I'm lovers in Pompeii. I think
Yeah.
that's my personality type.
Really?
In
You would
there.
just like bow down to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
elements.
Only if I was in love, though, because that's how I want to.
attack your family, dude.
Well, I don't.
What if they said, "Give me all your shit," and you were like, "But this is my cat's food; it needs it."
Well, you guys are talking about scarcity now, right? I mean, in terms of just like there's a tsunami coming, or there's a, you know what I mean, like a thing much greater.
Oh,
than
would you just
a-
like smoke a bunch of cigarettes on a roof and be like, "We're going, brother"?
I guess
See
I
you later.
typically think about it being like, yeah, I think of zombies. That's like, I feel like that's like the thing that comes to mind to me when like there's like some sort of major thing, and it makes me think it would be very similar to all those zombie movies where it's like
I think
the people
of,
fight the people, and
Right.
I think of explosions or natural disasters, which is like a
Yeah.
tsunami for us, or Russian fucking submarines just shooting a nuke into the side of Miami. We're all doomed. There's a nuclear plant in Stewart. Send one more missile there. Boom, we're all doomed. You want these ideas, Russia? Send them over my way.
Joey.
Can I? Okay, so I
We're going to have to probably delete some of this. I don't know if I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
saying all this stuff. I'm just scared. Protect us, someone.
Joey was listening to a
I don't know if...
like he listens to these like near death or whatever like type of fucking story things all the time.
I
Like
listen to
a
Against
girl.
the Odds podcast, and it's like these real stories about people surviving, or like I just listened to the one about Fukushima
Yeah.
and like the nuclear disaster there. It's just like, yo, there's a nuclear plant in Stewart. Bang, 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 baby. Don't send me running for the water. It's polluted. I don't know. I should
Inside.
oh shit, Joe had a little mishap. Forgot to plug in the 4K giant Sony camera we got running right now.
Oh shit, is that a white van out
Oh, shit.
there?
You said some things.
I did. I better go check real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my mic though.
You're checking on the audio?
I'm gonna go check the white van real quick.
Jesus Christ. That you can't bring him anywhere. There's there's the threat.
Oh yeah. Like, do you
Right.
things have really gotten a little tense, socially, culturally, or politically.
Yeah.
With the given things going on, and yeah, I mean, it really begins to question of like, how much of a surveillance state are they getting away with? You know?
He's got the mic in the toilet.
Oh, he beeping right now.
No, actually, this kind of brings up something interesting because Trump obviously lives right here in Palm Beach most of his time.
That's right.
And I don't know if you saw, but they're actually, since the assassination attempt, they closed down like part of A1A. Like, so you can't go, if you take the Southern Bridge, you can't go north. They have that blocked. You can only go south from the Southern Bridge.
Whoa.
And like they closed off this whole area, and then he's in town right now with the Prime Minister of Israel, and so they had all of this like security all up Southern, like pretty much from Dixie all the way until like past Mar-a-Lago. There were all these like PBSO, there was Secret Service, they were like, you're entering like a restricted zone, everybody can be stopped, like anybody could be asked for ID.
Whoa.
And it's like it's turned into kind of like this like police state.
On the off
Locally.
chance we want to touch someone's butthole, we can. That's what they said to me. They said, listen, bro, you better drive safe, because if not...
No, what are you even?
I bet you'd swerve a little bit.
Yeah, I
you
was
know?
like, whoop, whoop. Sorry, officer. Better check me out.
It sounds like you're
It's
trying to get the officer
It's a
to
nuisance, though. I don't want like fucking powerful people around my area. That's like very close, dude.
I don't like how close he lives just because there is like the threat of like an attack on him.
Yeah, bang bang,
And
baby.
because of that freaks me out because we're so close to him. And if there was some sort of nuclear attack, like we're within, 5 miles, if that, of his house. And it's like, shit, if there was a nuclear attack on Mar-a-Lago, like fucking a lot of us are going down.
I want to go quick though. I'd want to be at the center. If they're gonna nuke me.
Do you want to just,
if someone
it's
wants to
suddenly
nuke-
daytime and then just evaporate?
Can I wear the nuke? Can I be the nuke? I think that'd be the craziest way to go. Could just blast like so quick and so explosive that like there's no feeling. I don't think you're feeling anything. I think you're watching the explosion up in the sky and you're like, wait, why don't I feel anymore? Wait, what's that big explosion? Are these fireworks for me?
Yeah. Like, they said that your brain's still kind of a couple minutes of brain activity after you die.
I don't think there's any, dude. I think you're up there already.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, imagine not, like, 'cause, there's, like, just forms of death where you're still, your body isn't vaporized and your brain is still kind of, like, doing the thing. That's interesting. But
If
to
your
just
brain
be
goes
vaporized.
Yeah, if your brain goes, like, by so quick, what happens? Think about it. Because we're thinking right now, things are, look at my hand, I'm going like this, I'm meaning to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, what it would be like because it's, I don't know, it's just kind of scary to, like, think that, like, what we've been, like, trying to, like, stop or it's also weird that, like, one party really, like, wants like hands off government, but then they're also the same party that like came up with like the Patriot Act of like screening us and screening our content and screening what we're doing for, yes, I guess the greater good of the people to some degree, but also it's like such a huge invasion of our privacy and our freedoms, really. Like if we're going to talk about like freedoms, like freedom to privacy is, I feel like, is something that everybody should be guaranteed to a degree,
And like there is that sense of privacy of having that I don't know, the agency of that experience is becoming thinner and thinner because everything is like everything has a screen and a camera and is kind of watching you. So there's eyes really everywhere you go.
Oh, you ever like get nervous when you're doing a little jerky or like I'm actually not doing anything wrong right now, so if someone was to leak this, it'd be obvious that like I'm vulnerable and alone and I'm not doing anything bad, not doing anything to kids, I'm not doing
You're just being
yeah.
Do you think that as we get more technofied and modernized or whatever, we're just gonna grow like really repulsed of our flesh and our bodies and stuff like that? Like, do you think that that's kind of like comorbid relationship with technology is a kind of a
Into the robot.
Yeah,
The void of the robot.
I guess now we're talking about like transhumanism.
That's kind of like, that's kind of crazy because I guess when I think like of like advanced technology, I just think of being in a more severe police state because it's like everything and anything you do wrong that is against the law is like going to be immediately like recognized.
You get tickets without knowing you did. Like you're not seeing a cop and all of a sudden you get a ticket and you're like, from fucking cameras and shit like that. But it's like,
how many of us speed every day? Like I feel like in a week, almost every single person speeds to some degree. Like maybe they're not ticketing 5 over, but I think most people, especially around here, you go 10 over easy, 20.
I think in the future everything's going to be automated. Like all the Tesla driving shit, that's going to be the norm, so that pretty much your car is just a personal train taking you to wherever you're going, and you just get in it. That's what it does. And then eventually, we won't be able to drive for ourselves. We'll be more, fucking Prime will go up to 175 next year, then probably like 250 the year after that. And we just keep on getting it because most of our shit's delivered from Prime because I can't lift litter from fucking
and it's
Publix
too
into my
scary.
truck.
Yeah, it's too scary to go. At that point, it's just too scary to go outside.
Yeah.
It could just be a fucking fatal, like irreparable mistake to just like go outside. And I think
someone's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to lube the chains on the vagina machine that just runs vagina through everyone's house every morning."
And that's it. Your reputation is ruined.
I feel like our environment is to be like seriously destroyed, especially in the next like 10 years. Like they just had this huge iceberg break off of Antarctica, and it's so huge and deep, and right now it's floating northern, and as it floats northern, that ice is gonna melt, and that's gonna like cause impacts to sea level rise, because our ice caps are a huge part of our water reserve, our freshwater reserve too. And there's things like that. There's like plastic, microplastics. Like nobody really, I feel like, knows that much about microplastics, but essentially it's like when you wash your clothes and you take out like the lint from your dryer, it's like, well, a lot of that lint also washes out of your washer. Your washer it handles your clothes first, and there's no filter of your microplastics on your washer. Well, your washer is outputting the chemicals you use to clean your clothes lots of times. And then not only that, but it's also like the plastics. And so they say that in 2050, we're going to have more plastic in our ocean than fish.
Oh my God. Do you ever feel like we really are kind of like the last of our kind, so to speak?
I think so. Like a big piece of like why I do not want to reproduce, I don't want to have kids, is because like I just feel like this is the end of it. This is the end of humanity in a positive sense. Like I think that when people were deciding to have kids when we were young, there was still hope for the future, but I think that hope for the future has died over the last 20 years. Like in the millennium, like it's just like there was like this big peak, and then now all of a sudden it's like socially, economically, environmentally, like we're having this downfall, and it's bad for our bodies. Like they estimate that each human eats about a credit card size worth of plastic per week. That's 5 grams of plastic that you eat, breathe, or drink each week into your body. And then that's also, plastic can mimic the hormone estrogen. So you're having your hormones be messed up, which causes over masculinity. It causes like increased femininity in men. Like it
just
messes
confuses,
with your hormones.
It confuses your
body.
Thing. I could use some masculinity for sure. I could use some.
Tea. He needs some tea.
I need some tea.
Need some tea, man.
Would you take tea ever?
I probably would, maybe in my 50s.
Yeah.
I'll probably do a cycle. I'll probably do a cycle of growth hormone as well, just to repair some like damage that I may have like done, like maybe my ligaments or tendons or something. Things like that are really hard to like heal when you get to that age. But yep, a part of me wants to be very optimistic about what we can do with like medicine and what we can do with I don't know, healthy application of like certain chemicals and drugs and stuff like that. But seldom is it gonna. I'm really contrasted by like a very obviously dystopia. Saying the word dystopia now is like it's almost like kind of not cute.
Reality.
Anymore. It's not cute. It's just like, dude, no, it's just not funny. And it's not even funny to joke about because it's like actually real.
Yeah.
And I think that dawned on me. I think maybe a year or two after COVID was just like oh, that's not funny anymore. Actually.
Yeah. Because we're living in it. It's a reality now.
Yeah.
It's not this far off idea of how bad the world could be.
Yeah.
That's the world we're in, is that it's bad right now. It's like it's crazy to think that in like today's world, it's like there's people in Cuba that like want to get out so bad that they like die on like, and out of these countries from South America and stuff. It's like that's so wild that like we're in a phase of life where we're rejecting people from like seeking their opportunities to live.
Yeah, it just feels like that there's a really overpacked boat and it's sinking. And people are just crawling on, and people are just, the conservatives are like, no, we have to, we're gonna fucking sink economically speaking.
It's always been, dude. There's always been like the hierarchy that just trickles down, and like we're actually probably in the upper part of that in the world. You know what I mean? Which is crazy because we're struggling, and then we're like but we have like phones and porn, and we're playing it on speakers that are a fucking J drive.
Yeah, we're definitely. I mean, God, when you really, it's very. I guess humbling is a good word to use when I like. It really checks me in a way when I kind of get maybe disillusioned or out of touch or something. It's just sort of like I'm sort of transported to the middle of the ocean with my mother, and just being like, now revisit those thoughts that you've been having that have been bothering you or pestering you, or maybe all this negative self-talk and all this fatalism and all this stuff you kind of like harp yourself down with. Now think a bit about it here. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's deep. I feel like there's a lot of reflection and work that is being done in the 20 to 40 age range. I feel like we were talking about this like kind of like therapy culture being like a thing now, being accepted and not like
Even still for me, dude, I was like, I was raised like, pretty, no one got therapy or anything like that.
Joey's
so
family's
even
pretty
now, like when
anti-therapy.
I'm, should be getting therapy, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't want these people. Fuck this guy. But I did have a therapist recently tell me to like do shit that was like morally not good. He was like, maybe you should get violent, and I was like,
Well,
what are you talking about, you crazy motherfucker?
he kind of suggested that Joey and his brother get together to like confront somebody and kind of be like, listen, bro, and like kind of like
Yeah, like he was giving me
What?
advice
That's
that
a
I was
weird
like,
advice.
this isn't gonna help. I was like, I already know that you're giving me bad advice, so I ghosted my fucking got ghosted. Tried to get some more payments from me. Sorry, Buster.
yeah.
Teledoc canceled.
Ooh, that's like a whole like interesting topic too, like the how we view even in therapy culture. I think that like therapy culture kind of maybe splits. There's a fork somewhere where you have like a culture that's based in sort of conflict avoidance,
yeah.
and then a culture that is very like confrontative in terms of therapy. And it's just like an interesting question you ask when someone goes into therapy. Am I trying to relinquish some conflict, or am I trying to confront something within myself that this is going to be difficult work.
Confronting or releasing is
Yeah.
an interesting aspect of like things that you would I guess manage or deal with in therapy. Yeah, maybe every idea or every issue you have in your life, you have to decide like, is this something I'm going to confront, or is this something I'm going to release? And that's where it comes to the point of people like cutting toxicity out of their life.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
I've been
wait,
doing
wait, don't throw that out yet. Make it
Oh,
a little
really?
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had to do any toxicity cutting?
We'll say actually toxicity transmuting. I think the way I look at things that are like labeled toxicity or like negative or whatever, I have tried to learn to be a very opportunistic person when it comes to like toxicity and all these other
Giving
things.
second chances, you mean?
No, not that. Like for example, like you ever have that infighting with yourself? I have it a lot in the shower where I'm just like, I'm a narcissist or something, or like, oh, I'm so into what I'm doing or something like that. But then I'm like, wait, but isn't everyone else? I don't know. And then all this stuff starts to happen, and then like, I try to be like, I don't know. So I try to rid myself or like purge myself of a self-absorption, but then I just kind of dilute like my sense of self, and I'm like, wow, that's not healthy. And then just being like, okay, how can I transmute this, I don't know, really preoccupied self-absorption into a form of self-protection, of self-care, of self-presence?
Yeah.
Like not everything has to be discarded because it's toxic, but be a kind of alchemist. Be like, how can I transmute this to something of a beneficial sort of
The goods
energy?
and the bads, kind of.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, but there's gonna be levels to everything.
My thing is like I always try to think about like the good versus the bad, because I'll like harp on like some little thing will be happening. I'll be like, in my head I'm like so blocked off from being like, this is really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And then Shannon's like, doesn't matter, Joe. Put down your phone. And then I put it down, and then I freaking cut my pants. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Just trying to contribute.
We're gonna come back. We're coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, typical Joey.
That was wild.
Now, we are getting towards the end here, but you have a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
Do you have any tattoo that has like a cool story behind it, or kind of a cool reasoning, or anything weird, or?
So I actually have this big belly kitty.
Ooh,
yeah.
that's nice.
It's-
dude.
it's-
That's gonna
we're
get
almost
us the
there.
A
views.
tiger.
We're
yeah,
we're
yeah.
almost
That's gonna
there.
Get us the views.
This is for the clout.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarah Arnold for being my sort of person to walk through that flame with.
Related to Arnold Palmer?
I do. Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. That's Arnold. Is his first
Good one.
name.
But that not really a cool story, but it was speaking of confrontations. That is when I confronted a level of pain that was kind of almost transcendental. You know,
doing
almost
like the stomach tattoo being
Yeah.
extremely painful.
extremely painful, and then just being like willingly sitting through in it, and then being like kind of on the verge of just like I'm going to lose consciousness, and then
Really? What was she just like fucking take it, you prick, and you were like, oh please,
yeah,
please.
basically like there was at first it was like squirming. I mean, I just went through like all the
We have
stages
zero
of
tattoos.
like life or
Shayna-
grief or loss or whatever,
Yeah.
And then there was this one point of like utter
puke.
surrender. Well, I felt like I was gonna puke. I was gonna do like all this, but it was a moment of complete surrender, and then sensation felt completely different after that. I mean, it was kind of religious
Do
in
you
the
think
sense
you
that
broke over? Do you like it now? Are you kind of like
No.
getting high off the pain?
no, not really, but I do realize that I am drawn to those kind of thresholds.
Oh,
It's a good question to
dude,
kind of ask yourself,
I'm
like, why
so
do I
squeamish
do this?
blood or anything, dude? I will fucking.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like there came a point where I was like, I think probably during this one, where it was just like so much pain to confront, and I was like, why do I do this? No, logically speaking, I'm like, why am I doing this? There has to be a reason other than I'm sick or I'm dopamine depleted or whatever kind of modern kind of explanation as to why someone's drawn to kind of those kinds of experiences. But as I dig a little maybe deeper into our like more archaic past, our more tribal past, it starts to make sense a little bit. It's just this compulsion to stab this pigment into your skin and feel whatever is swimming in your mind become flesh. And yeah,
That's so interesting because what's the reason for the tiger being blue?
I think blue just matches really good with my like complexion. So it's definitely more of a sort of aesthetic decision on that part.
Have you always been olive colored?
Yeah, but when I don't get sun, I look like green.
You whiten
like,
up?
Yeah.
Dang, you get
Yeah.
a little avocado green.
My mom is very light skin.
Avocado.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is she ever
Crazy.
like, Mijo, get the suntan lotion. I'm all avocadoed out.
Yeah.
She call you Mijo.
Jesusito.
Jesusito?
Yeah, that's it. She knows because yeah.
Getting she got the dirt.
Yeah.
Like the
Shout out
Motley
to
Crue
Laura.
movie.
She's the only person that listens to our podcast regularly.
Also, I don't need to leave, so we're good if we wanna
Bleed
open
over
this
a little
guy's
bit.
butthole open
So-
and
Well-
pop it since I let the camera turn off.
do you
on us.
do you have any shows coming up? Anything exciting in the next couple months?
Oh yeah, I think kind of like a really cool opportunity that we've been given is opening up for the Chameleons
Oh, nice.
When's that?
in October.
Oh shit! Promote it, dude. The date, where to get tickets.
Yeah,
if you can bring an escort with you and pretend like she's your girlfriend.
Just as a, would you do it like as a? I think it'd be really cool to hire an escort. Just be like, just come out with me to this like place.
It'd be funny if like Shannon and I were going somewhere and we hired 2 escorts just to hang out, and we were like, these are our escorts, and there was like 2 like 7 foot tall ladies in heels that are like,
Ladies?
what the fuck do you want with? One would be a Chippendale with a huge dick.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, it'd be funny for
That's my
you to have a
type.
lady escort.
That's my type. Yeah, I'll choose mine, and you'll choose.
Her name will be Monica.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah.
was
I'll
really
I'll
good.
choose yours, and you'll choose mine. Mine will be a black Chippendales, and yours will be a fat bitch. No,
Oh shit! Dude.
bringing it back around to fat bitches.
God damn.
I got him good on that one, huh? So
God
when in
damn.
October? When is that?
I believe it's October 28th.
Nice.
That's sick, dude.
Halloween
yeah.
weekend.
That. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's gonna be a spooky one, a spooky spectacular.
Yep.
Where is it?
Respectables.
Nice,
Gonna
dude.
be at Respectables. But yeah, that's a really cool. Yeah, that's just like, oh shit, fuck yeah, that's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. And that's with Violet.
That's with
yeah.
Violet Silhouette.
Yeah.
Yep. And I hope for Rainbow. Rainbow's kind of taking, like, I'd play some shows with Rainbow if it got like sort of offered, but I really want to get some like content going, kind of create some like really visual kind of content with that stuff, because I think there's a lot of
Content is key.
it is, and I think especially for this project, like I really want to incorporate elements of theater. I want to incorporate some elements of, you know, like kind of very nostalgic, melancholic cinema and things like that.
It's like if I would describe it as if like My Bloody Valentine showed up in a white van and Blink-182 was like drawing on the street with some chalk as children, and then they just had their way with those fucking good. Oh, I don't know about all this stuff. I don't know about all this stuff I said.
Yeah. We'll cut that. We'll cut
We're
that
cutting
out.
this. Oh my god! All right, start now.
Jesus Christ. But anything else you wanted to plug before? Or?
Plug?
Yeah, any like
Any big old plugs?
shows
Oh.
or anything that like
Well, that show,
Look at that
Holiday
one.
Weekend.
any other?
Holiday Weekend.
You doing any more Violet Silhouette shows coming up soon? Anything to
Yeah,
promote or-
we're playing for the Goth Homecoming at Revolution live for the Black Market.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
That's
Yeah, we're
really
playing that, and then there's another one, but I'm not the band member that is really good with the dates and the
Dates.
times and the
So find it on social media. Or...
yeah.
What's your social?
My personal one is Ronin_verse_strawberry ice cream.
I meant your social security number, but no.
right.
No. So Ronin.
Ronin.
What is Ronin?
Ronin is it's a Japanese word for like wanderer.
Oh.
But it was given to like swordsmen in the feudal era who didn't have like a
Ronin.
clan or something. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
a free agent, vagabond sort of thing.
Them
Wanderer.
vagabond shoes.
So Ronin _
Verse
verse
_
VS
Mm-hmm.
verse _
strawberry ice cream.
strawberry ice cream.
Yeah.
What a handle! And you also have one for what?
Violet Silhouette, and that one's just Violet Silhouette official.
Official. And then do you have one for Rainbows?
Yep. Rainbow.
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 Cool. Well,
Which someone told me that rainbow sounds like rainbow in Australian.
Oh.
It's kind
Rainbow.
of cool, right?
Rainbow.
It's a rainbow.
Rainbow. Hello, it's a rainbow.
I want that as my ringtone.
I don't think
Yeah.
we have anyone in Australia that would even fucking hang around.
No, I think we actually have like a small UK following, which is funny.
No way.
Yeah.
Because I've said that I famously don't like the Brits, but really I love
Yeah.
the Brits. So you guys should start watching because I really like you guys. You like to drink. You like to talk like this. You like the.
Okay, food. What do you think about England's food? They say it's notoriously bad.
Bad?
So
Oh,
we've
no.
had some
We
good
thought it
shit,
was
but we
good.
were in London where it's a city. So
Yeah.
like you go to New York City, there's going to be good food. We had really good Thai food, which isn't London food, but we had a good fish fry.
We had a proper
We had really
English
good breakfast.
Yeah.
English breakfast was really good. Their coffee was good.
Yeah, I like all that
I tried the
stuff.
black pudding. I would try it again, I think, just because you're there and you'll try it. But then I tried we tried some blood sausage in another place.
Oh, not a
good,
fan,
dude.
huh?
It
Not an
was
organ
like-
guy.
It was like trying to describe what it was like. It was like eating minerals, dude. They
Mhm.
fucking just dissolved in your mouth. I'm like, this isn't meat. I need some I need some fucking tendons. I need to feel the fucking strings
I see.
popping when
Yeah,
I put my
yeah.
teeth through it.
Yeah,
It was like mushing around fucking SpaghettiOs without fucking taste to them.
I grew up eating a lot of organ meat because my dad was a hunter.
Oh,
So-
what would you eat? What was the craziest shit? You had fucking tongue. You were eating tongue like a
I
motherfucker.
I think the craziest thing that I've ever had in terms of like an organ is concerned is I tried pig brain,
Oh,
and that was like
really? Like what? Did it have like fucking film to it, dude? You know
no
what I mean? Like
no
grease?
it had kind of like grain like
a grit.
a grit, kind of like sand, but not really.
Yeah.
But think of it was like the best way I can describe it was like hot cottage cheese.
A
A hot cottage cheese.
Disgusting.
Oh my God. No, it sent me for a
I
for a
love cottage
spin.
cheese, so I'm like, that kind of sounds good.
What's the weirdest
Do you
piece of
mean-
meat that you like?
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing? You're like, I'll go back and eat those fucking pig torso.
Let's see. What's a weird thing that I actually like?
I've had bull testicles. Not good, by the way. I
Not
didn't
good.
like them. They were too chewy.
Yeah.
It's like, if this was like fucking like cooked to a chip, if you turn this into a chip, I would eat it.
One of the worst things that I ever tried in my life, like I've tried a lot,
Yeah.
but like the worst thing I've ever tried in my life that induced a migraine and a mood change because it was so severely off-putting to the palate, like it made your whole face just like, it was dehydrated beef liver jerky. And it was so bad that, and the flavor was so assaultive to your like palate that you could take like a shot of vinegar or lemon juice and it would not cut it. It would not cut through it.
Ooh,
It was so bad.
dehydrated too.
I remember
And
it gave me a migraine.
Liver's
Like,
dangerous,
it gave
dude.
me a migraine. That's how bad it was. Sucked.
that actually brings up something that I wanted to address on the podcast. Is you guys were practicing here for Rainbows.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
let's talk about that. That's because I don't think I actually was able to process that
Yeah, dude.
in a real yeah.
So you guys were practicing here,
I was
and
giving you shit, dude.
essentially,
I was like, oh, it was nothing, but you were like,
essentially, you got electrocuted.
Yeah.
So, like, Joey pretty much explained it as, like, you are very theatrical when you do your performance as it is, so everyone was not really
I
all
thought
that
you were
sure
fucking
what
just
was-
fucking in the moment, dude.
So this is what happened. This is it. This is it.
Tell us your story.
We smoke a little bit, we drink a little bit, in the right amount, like
Yeah.
the perfect crossfade.
Yeah.
It's that thing. It's perfection. That's
Yeah.
really what we're all just trying to achieve, the perfect crossfade. And then we fucking stumble too much on either side and whatever. But I had the perfect crossfade right now. And we start the opening song and everything is dialed in and everything is sounding so beautiful. Everything is sounding so perfect. Like to the point where I'm like, I'm aback at how great everything was sounding.
It did sound good in there when we were
So
playing.
good.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wow, this could be like I was having such like an exaltive like moment in playing music. Like when you're a little kid and you think about what it like, that was like that's the feeling I was looking for as a kid,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
yeah.
So as I go to sing the first word of the first lyric of the first verse to the song, I suddenly feel like I got hit by a vehicle in the face.
You look scared holding the microphone right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
literally
dude.
was just like, it just right on my lips. It just went like somewhat, like getting hit by this force. And I remember it made my heart like, I was just like, I almost didn't know where I was. I looked around and I'm like, it's like waking up and like looking around like, what the fuck is this or something? And then I was like, oh God, like I had to kind of process what was going on. Everyone's still playing. I stop. Everyone's looking at me like, what's happening? And I took every bit of strength to put the guitar down and go like, I think I murmured it like I was like, I got electrocuted or something.
Yeah.
And then I stood hunched over for like a very long period of time.
Doing like deep breathing.
Yeah, because I felt myself like really going, dude. Like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my inner dialogue was just
You
sort
were
of
going-
like, yeah,
God.
because I was about to be fucking ripped out of my body.
Yeah.
It felt like I was about to like. My dialogue was like, "Will you be ready to go?" And I'm like, "What the? Oh God!" Oh, and I was just like, "I'm not ready yet. Please, just like let me." There's so many things like you're having this experience, and I was just like bargaining with this celestial
You said you saw a light,
electric force that was just sort of like, you must come, and I'm like, I can't. Can we make a deal? Like it was
That
but
was Father Jesus talking to you.
So this is what I saw. So I of course plugged everything into kitchen outlets all around. We plugged into many different circuits around my house. Shit's probably not fucking it's an old house. And so I'm fucking playing. I'm like looking at Jesse, he's to the left of me, you're to the right. Your brother's in the back. And all of a sudden I see you just like stop the song and you're like And then you just put like your hand, like you put your guitar down and put your hand on the thing. And we're like, I was like, oh, he's joking. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a joke. And then you were like, wait, I got shocked. And I'm like, oh, I've been zapped before. You know, I'm like, oh, I get zapped all the time around here.
Yeah.
But then you were like, I need to stop. And then like we sat down and you were just like shaking like this for a long time. So
Yeah.
it was apparent it was pretty bad. But since then, I've plugged into one outlet. Multiple surge protectors, fucking haven't done shit since because I don't want anyone to
I
fucking
told
die
Joey
in my
he's gonna
house.
have to get fucking waivers signed.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna fucking die.
Yeah, I mean it was hard to. I went like it was hard to verbalize.
We didn't
It was hard
jam
to
after that,
speech.
dude. We were done practicing.
Yeah, it was hard to speech after that, and it was kind of weird because there was like this like a nervousness in the room, you know, of like what's going on,
Yeah.
and everyone just started like Joey's like let's put on some Planet Earth, and, like you know put some stuff on something
yeah.
calm and
Typical.
chill and relaxing, and like I don't know, I'm able like after that I was able to kind of maybe a residual effect of it was I was able to sort of see the particle in my field.
Like you could see, like you like felt like you saw this electric shock coming towards you.
After I could see particle in
yeah.
in my field.
Yeah.
I felt like
I feel like I
could-
see like that all the time. Kinda
Yeah.
just like dotty.
like it's like a noise almost. You could see noise or something like that. But yeah, that was a lot to kind of like coax my.
Were you coming webs for days like Spider-Man?
I don't know, but I was certainly kind of.
Did you try? When was the next time you came after that?
I don't remember actually. Yeah, I didn't really keep tabs.
Yeah.
Not that day.
Not that day.
I
You
felt
were
really
so shook up.
bad.
And wasn't your partner here or whatever?
Yeah, and
I thought you were joking, dude. The whole time I was like, I thought this was all just like you like having a goof.
Yeah, and I remember trying to sleep that night and just like kind of just planked in bed, just like unable to, just still
Dude, you
feeling.
probably needed to like go get.
I probably
your-
needed Xanax.
You needed like to ground yourself with like a big copper wire or something.
probably,
Yeah.
dude.
You
Yeah,
gotta suck that copy.
Yeah, you need to get that electricity out of your body, dude.
that's actually one of the, like, I actually classify that in my like list of experiences as a psychedelic experience. No, I do.
I'm
like
glad
I
it
did. That
here,
was a
dude.
psychedelic
Our house
experience.
should we recreate it?
You almost died. Like, did you feel like you were dying?
I did.
That's what you
Yeah,
really, like,
that's
felt.
what. There was a sense of going. That's all. That's all I'll say.
So, did it hurt your lips? Because usually when I get shocked here, which I haven't done it, I've gotten better. I've learned a little bit about where I should plug things in. Dude, earlier we turned on our overhead lights and my fucking speakers popped. So I don't know what the fuck's going on in this house, but we'll see.
As he pulls the mic away from his back.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Damn, crazy. Yeah, that's such a crazy
yeah.
experience.
I'm
I'm
glad
glad
we
it didn't
talked
happen
about
this
that.
time.
I almost forgot it.
Have you guys ever had a like
A
near
near
death or
death-y?
like what is I guess
I've
the
been very
closest?
close to death where I've missed it by like driving on the highway and a deer jumped literally in front of my car and I just missed it.
kind of thing.
Well, dude, literally, I didn't even get to do the jiggy. It just fucking like missed my tiny little Plymouth Neon 2-door car. I would have died if it like fucking was in front of me. And I was on like some icy fucking Buffalo Road, but I missed it by a second, going like 65, and like after it happened, I was just so like shooken up that I was like, just like shaky forever and all like exhilarated. And that's happened a bunch. So it's like every time that happens, I'm like, what if in another life that gets
yeah.
banged, but like something about my consciousness just keeps on carrying on.
It
And in that
spiders
life
into
that I
different-
left,
into
I'm
different paths.
I'm a
life
goner,
paths.
and my last family is
Yeah.
sad, but I'm still here because this is my consciousness. No one's sad in this consciousness.
Yeah, I do think about that a lot. Where like a lot of close calls that I have, where it's like, well, no, what if it actually like happened, but
Yeah.
I'm living a variation of my life at the moment in this.
And you
little-
made it, and that's how life
Uh-huh.
is. You're just gonna keep on making it, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be like a 200-year-old, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck happened? Why am I still alive?" And you'll be like in space, and you'll be like, "I can breathe out here. What the fuck?
yeah,
What the hell's happening?
yeah.
I can jerk off out here."
Crazy.
That's my only source of food out in this space zone.
I don't even know what is
what
being
the
said
hell?
right now.
It's icy when it comes out.
On that note, actually, we wrote a song for you.
I can't wait.
This is the big canary.
So we're gonna tuck you in here.
Okay.
Make sure you guys are following Zaii at Ronin_verse_strawberry ice cream, at Violet Silhouette Official, at Rainbows. And you can see him performing at Revolution Live. You can also see him performing at Respectable Street. So come out, support, check it out. Check out some music. A little bit of a different... We like to mix up our guests. Have a nice music guest.
Yeah, this is different. Usually it's just these freaking comedians, and they're always trying to bang me upside the head with their peepers after this stuff.
Okay. And that's Joey. That's what Joey does when he's like, "Oh no, I have to play this song right now. I hope I don't mess it up."
Yeah, that's my nervousness. That's a little bit of nervousness because we got a fucking musician in the house. Don't want to mess it up. My thing after this actually was canceled, so after this we're getting spanky.
Yeah.
We're gonna spank Zaii upside the wiener hole. Sorry, it's just
Subscribe to our Patreon. No, please like, comment, share, engage, subscribe, blah 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 to our shit, because if you don't, we're gonna slow down this content.
I feel like we really covered a lot of cool ground.
Dude.
We went like cataclysms.
Yeah.
We went quirky sexuality. We went self.
We found out that you like potentially could have been aborted, but you survived, just like Jesus happened to survive, and you're
prophecy.
Jesus, and you're Jesus.
He is the
This is the
prophecy.
prophecy, and this is your song.
Zai's just a guy with mascara in his eye. Touches my thigh, my cum runs dry. Touches my socket, electrified. Looks like a prophet, he'll be my guy. That's it, You're not gonna tell him what to do. You're not gonna tell him what to say. Walk on water, go fuck your daughter. The respectables alleyway. Zai's the guy with mascara in his eye. Now that we're done, we'll say goodbye.
Thank you for joining us, Zaii.
It's been lovely.
Thank you, Zaii.
We'll tuck in again with you guys next week. Make sure you're following me at Shannon Says Shit. Make sure you're following Joey at Joe_Y_Mason. Make sure you're following Zaii at Ronin_verse_strawberry ice cream. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
It's actually a really good song. I liked it.